So very good morning, everyone. I think you have delayed the interviews, even though we'll take the class. So in previous class, we started principles of information security planning for security. Yeah? In this, we completed what is the information security planning levels, and some goals we discussed, and some policies, standards, and practices, and enterprise information security policy, and what are the components, issue specific security policy, and system specific policies here. So today we'll discuss policy management. So what is a policy management here? So generally policies, generally known as a plan with some document of principles here, which should be managed according to the changes. The documents must be properly disseminated, nothing but distributed, read, understand, and agreed and managed here. For effective security policy should be considered for effective security policy considered should be involved. Generally, we have some responsible individuals here, nothing but some policy administrators. Policy administrators here. Nothing but responsible individuals. So, what is a policy administrator here? As per company's information and security policy, a manager is required. As per company's information and security policy, a manager is required here, who has complete knowledge of both professional as well as the both professional and policy requirement. He is also called as a policy administrator. He link as a middleman between supervisor and low-level employees. He is a middleman between the supervisor as well as the low-level employees. He should process their work according to implementation of policy, and he should guide, educate, and do some training, provide some valuable suggestions to the employees. So you can guide, educate, and provide some valuable suggestions. A scheduled review. Second one is a scheduled review, schedule of reviews. Schedule of reviews. Today, every business operations generally change according to the changing environment. So policy should be changing according to the requirements to reach set of objectives here. A proper schedule can prepare in a form of printed document which helps for effective control of operations. So they want to schedule some reviews here. A proper schedule can be prepared in a form of printed document or an electronic format, which helps for effective control of operations. So today every business operations change according to the changing environment here. Next, review procedures and practices. That is nothing but a method for recommendations of reviews. So you want to review the procedures to make effective implementation of policies here. You want to make the effective implementation of policy, we need to recommend for the reviews here. So managers should develop procedures by taking various recommendations here. Managers should develop procedure by taking various recommendations and feedback from the others. So different methods such as, example, you can take email, through emails, or you can keep some drop boxes. Can be used for revision of the policies. So you can recommendation for the reviews here. You can recommend the different reviews in reviews through mails or drop boxes here. Next, specific policy insurance and revision date. So generally, whenever the policy is prepared, it should include various dates here. If not, confusion may arise again. When the policy is prepared, when the policy is revised, when the document is prepared. So whenever the policy is prepared, it should include some various dates. It should not confuse others when they read the policies here. So to avoid this confusion, it should include some various dates here. Some policies may include expiration date. Example, you can take some short-term example, you can take short-term business organizations. Agencies, short-term agencies. Associate should involve to make policy an effective implementation, for an effective implementation. Example. Next one is the automated policy management. So due to change and improvement in information technology policy, softwares are developed according to the requirement generally nowadays. Due to change and improvement in information technology policy, softwares are developed according to the requirement of the organization, people. These softwares are automated in nature to acknowledge problem or workflow of approved policies here. So generally, computer-based information techniques are needed, such as training and testing should be there, which improves the knowledge among the employees for implementation. So these are policies must be managed as constantly as change here. One is responsible individual, that is nothing but a policy administrator, schedule review, schedule of reviews, review the procedures and practices, that is nothing but making recommendations for the reviews, and policy and revision date, that is policy insurance and revision date. Next one is a automated policy management. 40. Information security blueprint. Next one is. So this information security blueprint is a basis for the design. One is design, selection, as well as the implementation of all the security policies here, which include some education, training, and programs and technological controls. More detailed version of security framework, generally, which is outline of overall information security strategies for the organizations. It should blueprint generally should specify the task to be accomplished and order in which they are realized. Blueprint should also serve as a scalable, upgradable, and a comprehensive plan for the information security needs for upcoming years. So there are some standards you can see. ISO 2027-000 series here. One of the most widely referenced and often discussed security models here. So nothing but the IT Code of Practice of Information Security, originally published as a British Standards, BS, British Standard 7799. The purpose of ISO IEC 1799 is to give recommendations for the information security management for use by those who are responsible for initiating, implementing, or maintaining the security in their organizations. This framework for information security states generally security policies, which are needed to provide management direction and support to the organization, which provides some common basis for developing organization security and purpose to give recommendations for information security management. So we have some ISO 2007-27000 series, one of the most widely referenced and often discussed security models, specifically reserved by the ISO for IS information security matters. This 2700 series aligns with number of other topics, including ISO 9000, that is quality management, and ISO 14000, environmental and management here. 27000 series will be populated with range of individual standards and documents here. So we'll discuss some of the standards here. ISO 27000 series current and planned standards. So first one, 27000, publication date is 2009, and title of topic is Series Overview and Terminology, which defines the terminology and vocabulary for the standard series. So these are ISO standards which are used for current and planned standards. Current standards are up to this 27006, and the planned standards is starting from here. So you can see the number of series standards here in ISO 2700 series. 27001 published in 2005. Mainly this title of the standard is Information Security Management and System Specific. which is replaced by the old BS7799:2. Next, 27002, the date of publication is 2007, and code of practice mainly for information security management, which is renamed from the ISO 17799 document here, which is drawn from the BS British 7799:1 series. Similarly, you have the different series like 27004, but the publication of this series of document is on information security measurements and metrics here. And 27005, publication date is 2008, for risk management. It supports 27001 for information security management and system specification, but does not recommend any specific risk method here. And last one, 27006 series standard. The publication standard publication date is 2007, which are the requirements for bodies providing audit and certification of information security management system, which is largely intended to support accreditation of certification bodies providing information security management system certifications here. Similarly, we also have the planned 2700 series standards here. One is 27003 for information security management system implementation guidelines. Like similarly, 27007 guidelines for ISMS auditing, and 27008 guideline for information security auditing here. So we also have 27013 for guideline for integrated implementation of ISO 20001 and ISO 27001. Another series standard is 27014 for information security governance framework, and 27005 for information security management guidelines for finance and insurance sectors. So we have some 10 sections of ISO 17799 standard series here. So before discussing this NIST security models, we'll discuss some 10 sections of ISO IEC 17799 series standard here. First one is a organization security policy. Generally, organization security policy is needed to provide management direction and support for information security. Second one, organization security infrastructure. Organization security infrastructure. First one, organization security policy. Is needed to provide management direction and support for the information security in the organization generally. Second one, organization security infrastructure. Security infrastructure. So which is mainly the main objectives include for organization security infrastructure. One is to manage IS information security within the company. It is manage the information security within the company. and maintain the security for the organization information processing and information assets which are accessed by the third parties. Example, what are the information you are passing or transiting from one organization to other organization with the help of third party. Any transaction done by the third party, you want to maintain the security for your organization information, and what you are processing. That is what transmitting the data from one company to other company. And information asset may include the data, people, anything. Which are accessed by the third parties here. Third one, asset classification and control. Asset classification and control, nothing but this classification and control is needed to maintain the appropriate protection and assets of your organization. You want to classify the asset. It may be people, it may be data, it may be any information. Okay, it may be hardware. You want to classify, you want to control this information. Next. Personal security. Objectives include mainly reduce the risk of human error and fraud or misuse of the facilities used. Minimize the damage from the security incidents and malfunctions. Personal security. Ensure that all users are aware of information security threats and consists of equipped to support corporate security of the policies. Next one is the physical and environment security objectives. Objectives. Physical and security objectives here. These objectives include prevent unauthorized access or damage or interference to business premises and information, which also prevented loss or damage or compromise to your assets and interruption of your business activities. Physical and environmental security objectives. Next one. Communications and operations management objectives. So communication and operation management objectives generally include ensure the correct and secure operation of information processing facilities. Minimize the risk of the systems Minimize the risk of system failures. Protect integrity of software information. Communications and operations management objectives ensure the correct and secure operation of information processing facilities. Minimize the risk of system failures generally. Protect the integrity of software information. Maintaining the integrity and availability of information processing and communications. And prevent damage to the assets and interruptions to the business activities. And also prevent loss, modification attacks or misuse of information exchange between the different organizations. Ensure safeguarding of information in networks and protection of supporting infrastructure. Next one, system access control. System access control objectives mainly include control access to the information, prevent unauthorized access to the information systems, and also ensure the protection of network services, which also prevent unauthorized computer access and also detect the unauthorized activities. System access control. System development and maintenance. So system development and maintenance objectives generally include some ensure security is built for the information operation systems. Example, can prevent the loss, modification, or misuse of user data. Protect confidentiality, authenticity, and integrity of your information. Ensure IT projects and support activities which are connected in secure manner. Maintain security of application system, software, as well as the data. Next, business continuity and business continuity planning. Its main objective is to counteract interruptions to the business activities and critical business processes from effects of major failures or disasters generally. So we are already seeing the different threats, different types of threats in the first unit. Effects of major failures or disasters. And last one, compliance objectives. To avoid the breaches of any criminal civil laws. We also discuss different laws: criminal law, public law, private laws, civil laws. Avoid the breaches of any criminal or civil laws or any obligations of any security requirements. So you want to remember these 10 sections, 10 objectives of ISO standard 17779 series, most important.